I talk bad. I have no right to talk bad about my mom, though. Beyond sneezing on a baby, I'm like really bad at everything. I don't even know how debt works. I recently found that out when my dentist sent me to collections. Yeah, my dentist sent me to collections. The collection agency calls my phone. I answer because I don't know who it is. And they're like, hey, we're trying to collect a debt. Give us the money. And I was like, no, No, I'm just not going to. And he's like, what? And I was like, what are the consequences if I don't give you money? And he was like, we're going to make your credit bad. And I was like, not possible. Yeah, my credit's already really bad. My credit score is so bad, it also has face tattoos. Do you guys? It's so bad. I've been denied for a Best Buy card. Do you know what I've seen a bird accidentally fly into Best Buy and leave with a card. It's so easy to get one. When I got denied, the guy in the Best Buy was like, I'm so sorry, this has never happened before. Like, he was embarrassed for me, It was so bad. And so I tried to get a cell phone once, and they were like, it's a $1,000 deposit, and then we'll let you buy a phone. I was like, I will leave here with 2 tin cans and string, okay? That's so much money. I don't have that money. So anyway, my credit's really bad. It's like, so I'm not worried about it. So I'm like, well, do you have another thing? Telling the debt collector, like, listen, I'm not worried. Do you have another thing? And he's like, we don't have another thing. And I was like, well, I'm going to go ahead and not pay you then. I'm going to choose that option. And he was like, this has never happened before. It's like, well, it was the first time for everything, so I'm going to go ahead and hang up now. And he's like, have a good day, I guess, We were all very confused. It was a lot of first times for everyone, So we both hang up the phone. I call my dentist. I'm like, hey, why'd you send me to collections? And the front desk lady answers it, by the way. And she's like 100 years old, and her name is Gertrude, because of course, Everyone 100 years or older has a name like Gertrude. And I'm like, why are you even working there? You've been out of the teeth game forever, She's so rude. No one feel bad for Gertrude, okay? She's so rude. And I'm like, why'd you send me to collections? Why don't you just call me and ask me to pay the bill? And she's like, I sent you letters. I was like, yeah, and I threw them away like an adult, I'm not reading your letters, Gertrude. I'm not your sweetheart from World War II, okay? No one reads letters in 2017. Text me, anything else, So she's like, I don't know what to tell you. You're already at collections. And I was like, all right, well, I guess I have to find a new dentist. That's weird. So... that happened. So turns out, by the way, collection agencies call me all the time. And I'm just like, listen, do you have another thing? And they're like, this is our only thing. And then I'm like, well, I'm going. And I hang up, It's a repeating process. Well, it turns out collection agencies do have another thing. They have one more thing. They can send someone to serve you papers to take you to small claims court to get that money, okay? But here's the thing about serving someone papers. To serve them papers to bring you to court, they have to get you to admit you are who you are, okay? So it's like 3 p.m. one day, and I hear a knock at my door. And I answer the door, and it's this guy standing there with a clipboard. And he's like, hey, are you Shayne Smith? And I was like, no, never. What? What's going on? And he's like, does Shayne Smith live here? And I was like, I don't know, pretty big place. Never seen anyone by that name here, He was like, looks like a very small apartment, actually. It's like, you're splitting hairs right now, guy, What, are you trying to insult me? What's going on? And that's when I realized he's standing there with a clipboard, and on that clipboard is my Facebook profile printed out on it. So he's seeing me, see him, looking down at me with my stupid tattooed face on the clipboard, looking right back up at him, seeing me see him. I think I said that right. And it's so awkward. And he's like, okay, well, if you're not Shayne Smith, who are you? And it's like 3 p.m. I had just woken up. I'm not ready to be someone else, I just said the first name that came to mind. I was like, Bruce Wayne? I'm Bruce Wayne. He was not impressed, In hindsight, I could have thought of a better name. So he's standing there looking very defeated, and that's when I realize I am wearing Batman pajamas. Yeah, not good. And I was like, so I was like, is this your only thing? And he was like, yeah, man, this is my only thing. And I was like, so I'm gonna go now. And he was like, have a good day, I guess. It's like, all right. So I'm pretty sure that's going to work itself out, you know. There are no consequences. I don't know if you guys knew that. There are no consequences to debt. Like, what are they going to do? Send me to Alcatraz? Can't. It's been closed. Thank you. It's been closed for like 50 years. Yes.
Subscribe to Dry Bar Comedy for even more of the world's largest collection of clean comedy.